What's up, sports world? You're tuned in to GrindWorks Podcast, and I'm D-Lo with my co-host.
What's up, everybody? It's Coach D.
And today we have a special guest, assistant coach at USAO, Josh Sprague. Thanks for coming, Coach.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me. I'm super excited to be on here. Can't wait to see how this goes.
Appreciate you coming, Coach.
I'm somewhere always grinding, putting God first. That master plan is manifested in the mind first. No taking days off, cause that ain't how my mind works. We out the mud, cause that's the way the grind works.
So, Coach, tell us a little bit about USAO. Where's it located? What does it stand for? What level are you guys at?
So USAO is an NAIA program. We're based out of Chickasha. We're about 20 minutes outside of Norman, about 30 outside the city. USAO stands for University of Science and Arts, Oklahoma. We offer all sorts of majors like business. We got a good kinesiology program for anybody that's going into athletic training. I know a lot of guys are. Communications. It's a great program, great university, and I'm super excited to start my career there.
So this is your first year there?
Yep, first year coaching.
Okay. I know Mike Williamson from John Marshall went to USAO. He's one of the best players.
All-time leading scorer.
Shout out to Mike Williamson, man.
Very nice.
Mike don't really like me right now. He don't like me because I said that Coach Jackson was a good coach, and I guess they were having some.
What the hell is that?
Coach Jackson did was at I think Putnam City.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That's funny.
So I guess they were having disagreement at the time or something like that about his son's playing time. So I got on social media and said that Coach Jackson was a good coach. So might disagree, but still shout out to Mike Williamson, man. That's my dude, man. I hope you're doing all right. I also know Aaron Mosley went there, the coach. He's at Star Spencer Middle School.
Okay. Oh, yeah. No, Moses. Yeah, for some.
I mean, you guys have had some really good players come through there. So
Yep.
I know a lot of people in the city, in the basketball community, we're familiar with it, but I know a lot of the kids probably don't know exactly what USAO stood for, you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad you were able to shed some light on that. So how's your first year going so far?
Man, I'm loving it. Super grateful to work for my head coach, Landon Huey. Crazy story. He actually ended up recruiting me twice. First out of high school, second time out of the transfer portal. Then, third time's a charm. So super blessed to work for him. We also got another assistant, Tyler Brown, Tyler Cawley. Tyler Brown, a lot of people don't know, but he was part of the staff at Redlands when they won the national championship. So he brings a lot of interesting stories, a lot of great advice. So being able to work for all these people, I mean, it's been a blessing to start my career here. Just really grateful for the opportunity.
Yeah, I met Coach Huey for the first time the other day at the prospects camp. Me and him, we talked on the phone about a couple guys, James Coutinho, we talked about him, but we've never met face to face. So it was good meeting him and finally putting a face to the name. So
for sure.
Seems like a really good dude.
He is. I mean, he's really for Oklahoma. It's actually crazy. So 3 of our 4 on the staff are actually from Oklahoma. Oh. Yeah. So, I mean, we value Oklahoma kids. You can see it with our team, our roster. Over half of our guys are Oklahoma kids. We brought in, I want to say, 4 freshmen that are from Oklahoma. We really value the state. We know what the talent in the state is, and trying to bring the right kids and the best kids from the state to USAO.
I'm glad somebody does.
Yeah.
Okay, Coach. So, man, I know you just said this is your first coaching job. So how did you even end up becoming coach at USAO?
Yeah, so I spent 3 years at Rogers State under Coach Barkley, one of the best coaches maybe in the country. I mean, seriously, never had a losing season, knock on wood for him. But just a great guy. He told me from the jump, he kind of always saw me in a coaching position. I kind of mentored me through that. Ended up actually transferring out due to some reasons. Ended up at Friends University. He stayed in contact, kept pushing me to be a coach. Had 2 years at Friends. Could have had 2 years since I redshirted 1 year at Rogers. Had a nasty injury. Had to medically retire from basketball. Yep. So started looking for some coaching opportunities. Had a few schools reach out. Coach Huey, of course, being 3rd time's a charm, really really put the nail in the coffin, explained to me how he saw me on the program, how he thought I could affect the program in a positive way and turn things around, and kind of just spoke to me. So I ended up at USAO this year.
Okay, so I know you just spoke real highly of your coach. What are some of the influences that even made you start coach?
Man, I've just been around some great people. I'll give a shout out to one of my first coaches. His name is Brian Harris. Just a genuinely great guy. Coached me and my friends growing up, like elementary school, middle school. Got to high school. I played for Scott Norris, who's now a well-known name, won multiple state championships. Made the state tournament with him. Offensive guru, knows counters to every place.
Rumor has it he's the highest paid high school coach in the state now. Rumor has it. I don't know if it's true.
He deserves it. He's a great coach. Always checked in while I was in college. Definitely for his kids. So just awesome coach. Obviously, Coach Barkley, who played a massive influence. I think he knows personally. I mean, even when I transferred out, I mean, he would text me about my game, say, "Hey, man, you need to be more on help position or here, or you're too athletic. You need to deny this kid because he's a defensive mind through and through." I mean, shoot, we have 3-hour practices. 2.5 of them would be defense.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's genuinely one of the best coaches ever. And then just even my last year with Coach McClintock showed me what a real practice plan looks like. I mean, he was so prepared for everything he did, and I learned so much from him in the short year I was there.
Is the coach at Friends?
Yeah, Friends University. So just being plugged in with all these coaches throughout my career has just kind of pushed me to be in the coaching spotlight, pushed me to pursue this career.
I know Raul Nunez is at Friends University now.
He's at Mission. He's at Mission University.
Mission. Okay.
But I forgot to give a shout out. My guy Paul Harvey. He's one of the best in Oklahoma for sure. Ended up I'm going to coach with him this summer for Southern Assault Texoma. Just genuinely one of the best. Looks out for everybody in Oklahoma. Can't believe I forgot about him. But actually, me and Raul played together for him. So Paul Harvey's been instrumental in my career. So can't forget about him.
Yeah, I think some of my Chaos teams played you guys. I know when Paul had Oklahoma Hustle.
Yep.
We played you guys, man. But Paul is a really good dude, man. A lot of people have their opinions of Paul, but he's always been good to me, man. He's always been cool. And one thing I know Paul does, he's looking out for the kids in Oklahoma. So something that you said that kind of resonated with me was you said that your coach in college told you that he could see you coaching.
Mm-hmm.
My college coach was the same way with me. You know, like when we would be in team meetings or watching the film or something like that, he would always say, like, "D'Angelo, you're going to coach. And I was like, heck no, I have no desire to do that. I'm going to deal with, these bad kids or something like that. And he was like, nah, you're going to be a coach. You just see the game differently. Like your brain for basketball is different. So it's just amazing how coaches can kind of see when somebody else, when they have that calling on their life to actually be a coach. So I thought that was dope that you said that. You also said that you guys are kind of real big into recruiting Oklahoma kids. Sure. And you said you have how many Oklahoma kids on the roster?
We have 10. So
okay, nice. I like.
Hopefully it grows.
So who are some of the kids that we should probably keep an eye on this season for you guys? Who's expected to kind of be the guy?
Oh, I mean, obviously it's too early to tell who the guy is going to be. But I would say some Oklahoma kids that have really kind of stood out so far. Jamari McAllister, he's out of Del City. He went to Eastern Oklahoma State. He's came in with a lot of energy. Defensive guy like Lenny Hatchett. I mean, played for one of the greats in Oklahoma. He's been great. Who else? Lindy Holmes. He actually was from Norman. He's kind of starting to really step it up. He's going to be in his 4th year for us, but he's a redshirt junior. He's been awesome. We got a freshman that's been doing pretty good. Bryce Counts out of McLeod. Been really athletic. man, he's just so tough. I mean, he gets his bumps and bruises. The older guy's kind of more physical with him, but man, you never hear him call anything in practice. Just a tough kid every single time on the court.
All right. Bryce was always pretty athletic. I know he had kind of a bad knee injury when he was in school. So,
but I mean, there's so many more I could just go into, but those are three that have really like stuck out to me right now. I need to. He's been hurt, but he was a big time player for them last year. Ryan Kennedy, about 6'7", kind of guard from Lindsay, Oklahoma. I want to say Ryan Kennedy. I want to say he was the all-time leading scorer at Lindsay, Oklahoma. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me, but I mean, he's coming back. But man, he can go. He can go for sure.
I've never heard of that kid.
Yeah.
I put him on watch list.
Yep. No, I mean, need y'all to come out to a game.
Definitely.
For sure. Watch our Oklahoma guys. And even the guys that aren't from Oklahoma. We got a good JUCO transfer from Nebraska. We got a kid from Western Oklahoma State from Cameroon. Work really hard with him every single morning. But no, I mean, I'm really excited for this year. We're excited to turn things around and just start getting into some games for once.
Dope. So, Coach, I know this is your first year, so how do you go about recruiting players to try to get them to come out to the school where you're at, the USAO?
Well, I've been very fortunate to be kind of plugged in and connected with some great people. I talk to Coach Anderson quite often. Paul Harvey he's been a mentor to me, played for him, coached with him. So being able to plug in with him and then just knowing the high school coaches around has been really beneficial for me. So just relying on strong and I would say like people with a good sense of the level. I feel like a lot of people don't understand how good NAIA basketball is in general, and kind of we feel disrespected sometimes when coaches send players that obviously can't play at our level. So just being able to be in talks with people that are knowledgeable about the level has been really beneficial for me. And also just being in the gym. I mean, he's seen me a lot in AAU tournaments and camps. I try to be as much on the ground as I can because I trust my eyes a lot. Since I played at both the highest level of Division II and on a national tournament team with friends in my only year there, I've seen the level. I kind of feel like I am learning what to look for. And I also got great mentors like Coach Brown and Coach Huey to kind of tell me what to look for.
Gotcha. So, Coach, we talked about you being at a lot of events. I've seen you on the scene a lot. I'm one of those coaches that I love when young coaches are working, putting in the leg work, actually laying eyes on guys, and building those relationships with the AAU coaches and the high school coaches. We talked to Carlos Coppage last week at Redlands, and man, he's another young guy that I see out there on the scene a lot, man. So I just want to say I appreciate that you actually doing the work and not just sitting around and just solely relying on relationships with those guys. So when you're recruiting, because I know as a coach, sometimes I feel like kids just think we're just talking, you know what I'm saying? We tell them like, hey man, we talk to these college coaches. We know what they're looking for because they tell us what they're looking for. So when you're out there on the recruiting trail, what are some things that a kid can do to sort of catch your eye as far as what fits what you guys like to do at USAO?
Man, the first thing I'll say we look for is they got to have a motor. I was just listening to a podcast with TJ McConnell. He said, playing hard is now a skill, and I totally agree with it. First comes, you have to play hard. It's a non-negotiable in our program, any program I've been a part of. A quote Coach Huey says all the time is the standard, and we will not dip from that. So if a kid doesn't play hard, it's pretty easy to cross his name off. We look for high character guys. So after a game, if I'm really interested in a guy, I come up and talk to him. I don't want to hear about how you don't like your teammates or how coach is doing this. I want to hear like positive things, ways I can improve. If you have simple questions about our program, I'm always willing to answer them. We want high character individuals. Basketball wise, they also got to have a high IQ. So maybe they're driving the lane. It's an easy play off 2 feet. They got to play off 2 feet. We don't want to see you going in traffic, try to play off one where you get easily bumped off your line. It's not going to work in college when there's grown men that are 26, 27-year-olds bumping you every single time. How hard are they crashing the glass? I mean, that's a simple thing, but we value multiple possessions. Who can go get an offensive rebound? Who's going to even attempt to try to get an offensive rebound? And obviously last, like, can they shoot? Everybody in college needs to be able to shoot at least a little bit. I'm not saying everybody got to be a 45% three-point shooter, be a stud from out there. But you have to have the ability. You have to be a threat out there. And then lastly, this might be different than most coaches. I really value the defensive side of the ball. I think it's from my playing career and just the coaches I played for, but you have to be able to be versatile, be able to guard multiple positions, and you just kind of have to want it. You have to have heart on that end. Like, I know there's certain individuals that I really like, that, man, they're more pumped when they get a defensive stop one-on-one than when they get a bucket, and I love that. I love that energy. I think that translates to your teammates too. I think that feeds into momentum, and I mean, we talk about it a lot with our guys. You just want to string good plays in a row, and I think that's the first way to start it is on the defensive end. So I really value looking at the defensive end and seeing it. Can they guard the 1? Can they guard the 2? Can they guard the 3? Can they guard the 4? Shoot, if they can guard the 5, that's even better.
Yeah.
So,
all right, I think that's a great point, man. You know, a lot of people, when they come to my games, they always hear me yelling 2 hands, 2 feet. I hate when kids attack loose balls by trying to dribble through traffic, dribble out of traffic or so. Just pick it up, possess it, then we can get out and transition over to or whatever we want to do. Rebound it with 2 hands. I hate this 1-2 stuff. But playing off of 2 feet, man, like, I think if I died today, that would be on my headstone, man, because so many kids have watched this terrible NBA style of basketball, which those guys can probably get away with it because they're the best of the best, so they can 1-2 through a lot of stuff. I tell anybody, man, you get in that paint, you get a piece of that paint, play off of 2 feet, especially if you're a small guard, because it just gives you so many options. And so many of my players just look at me like, I don't know what I'm talking about. I said, man, I was talking again, bringing up Coach Coppage last week. He recruited one of my kids.
yes.
Not simply because, but one of his biggest attributes was he played off of 2 feet.
For sure.
And I keep trying to get these kids to understand, like, man, I think they think that we are just saying things because, coach is just saying that because it'll help him win basketball games. Well, no, the lifeblood of our program is getting kids into college. So we're constantly talking to these college coaches, asking them what they want to see. So I'm glad you said that, man, because I think so many kids just don't understand when we're telling them that and we're trying to hammer that home into them that I don't know if they think it's just cliche coach talk or what. So anytime we can have, that's why bringing college coaches on is one of my favorite episodes. You know what I'm saying? Anytime we do that, I love it because these kids can get valuable information if they have next level aspirations. So I think that's dope that you said that shooting, you have to be able to shoot.
You have to.
That's just what basketball is today, especially I think if we were talking off camera, if you're a perimeter guy, you have to be a threat out there. But I think, like we said, at all spots, you at least have to be respectable out there. Like you said,
Exactly.
you don't have to be 40, 45%, but they have to know that you can make that shot. So the spacing is important, stretching the floor, things like that.
For sure. I mean, if you can't shoot, I mean, I've seen it firsthand. They'll play you 4-on-5. They'll just leave you out there, and your rest of your team's going 4-on-5.
Right. So, Coach, when it comes to what you're looking for, what about some of the challenges you see when recruiting some kids, the kids that you want to bring into the program? When I say challenges, some of the things that you maybe on the court or off the court issues that you might come across with when you're recruiting process.
I would say probably the biggest thing, at least for USAO specifically, is our coach really values high academic guys. He's had now 20 straight semesters of a 3.0 team GPA or higher, so he really values it. We're not going to take any knuckleheads. You got to handle business in the classroom and on the court. He always talks about he doesn't want a guy to stay here for 4 years and not graduate. He really values graduation rates. He's never had a player not graduate for him.
Oh, wow.
So I think like that's a big thing. That can be easily marking people off the list or moving people higher. I mean, we seriously value it. I would also say like another thing is just how you talk to a coach. I won't give out names or anything, but we had a kid go on a visit, could not talk to us.
Wow.
Yeah, just would not do it.
In period, or how they was talking to you?
Like period. We've had both. We've had both, but period. Like, so I think like just kids understanding like we're human too.
Mhm.
You don't have to put us on a pedestal by any means. I know some kids get nervous talking to college coaches, but we're human too. Have a simple conversation, and trust me, it goes a long way. Being able to talk to college coaches goes a long way.
Definitely, I can see that.
I definitely agree with that because I have a kid. I won't say his name, but he was telling me that a coach had reached out to him and, you know, he sent me the screenshots of the conversation and I was having trouble trying to figure out what he was saying. So I could have just imagined what the coach was thinking. I was just like, man, type out your word. If you're trying to say your, don't put you are. You know what I'm saying? Actually type it out. You know what I'm saying? Just little things like that. Just, I think, but I also think that falls on us as parents and coaches. We have to talk to them about the importance of being able to articulate themselves in a manner in which, you know, like you're trying to get recruited. You're trying to sell yourself, you know, and you're trying to make an impression. You don't want to, you just have to talk the right way. And I think that's in any setting.
For sure. I mean, it goes a long way. Like, not all of our guys are going to play professionally. We do have some. I know our coach has sent 50-plus players to play professionally at some level, but not everybody's going to do that. So you got to be ready for the professional 9-to-5 work life, and our coach preaches that because, I mean, we might have a senior that's not going to get very many minutes. He's not going to go overseas, but we're going to treat him the same way as we treat number one on our team, and we want to prepare them the same way so that when they do get their opportunity in the real world, they'll be able to handle it and be successful in whatever venture they go through.
Right. So kids, the grades is important. It's important. The grades are important. Okay. I know a lot of people think that it's not, and they overlook it, but don't just put in work on the court. Put it in the classroom as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you are a student athlete. You know what I'm saying? The student comes first. You cannot. My mom used to always say, you know, you can't have the wagon without the horse. You need both. So, you know, I think that's key. I'm glad you said that because a lot of kids just think, oh, I'm just going to go to college and play basketball. They think that in high school. You know how many incoming freshmen come into high school and just think, oh, it's like middle school. I don't really have to do anything. Like, no, man, we have eligibility lists and all of that. So it doesn't stop no matter until you become a pro. You know, and even then there are certain things that you have to do, you know what I'm saying, to stay on the floor. You got to maintain the weight. You got to make sure weight is important. Yeah, you have to do that. I was talking to a coach at the JUCO Jamboree last year. I think he was from UC Bakersville or something like that, and he was saying that he was a G League coach. And he was saying that they got rid of a player because the player wasn't like going to his treatments and stuff like that. I guess he was nursing an injury. So even though that's not the same as academics, it's still showing you that there's always prerequisite things that you have to do in order to stay on the floor. So you might as well start getting that practice now by maintaining your grade at any level.
And we're not recruiting Einsteins by any means. Like I'll be the first one. We don't have all of our guys are not necessarily 3.0 guys, but we're going to push them to be. We want dudes that are going to be gym rats on the court and are going to work their butts off in the classroom. I think that's a thing that maybe kids nowadays don't really understand is like, you got to be a gym rat. If you love this game like you say you do and want to play college basketball, you have to be in the gym. And it should be fun for you. I mean,
it should be. You know how many, we have our own facility with Oklahoma Chaos. And, man, I may have had, and I think I told this story before, I know I've talked to you about it before. I've had maybe one or two kids that just wanted to be in here. And it's like, man, you can be in here anytime you want. You know, I give you your own code. I was having to beg kids to get in the gym. I was like, man, if I had these resources when I was playing AAU, my coach would have gotten tired of me. Like, man, I would have been trying to get a key or anything. These kids, man, I think sometimes basketball is just a hobby for them. You know, they're not a lunatic for basketball. They just like, it's cool. I'll do it just because it's something to do. But I tell kids all the time, man, if somebody took basketball from you right now, how would that impact you? Like, I know I wouldn't be any good, man. You might well put me in the box right now, put me in the dirt. You know, I have to be around the game every day. That's just how I feel about it.
Oh, for sure. I mean, that's going back to what we look for recruiting. We talk to your coaches. We find out how much you're in the gym.
Yes.
And trust me, we asked multiple people. I mean, I know for a lot of our recruits, we go through their AAU coach, high school coach, and maybe even a coach in their conference or a team we know they played. We ask them what their thoughts were. I mean, everybody's been vetted by us. We ask as many questions as we can. We want to know everything we can before we even bring you on a visit.
How important it is, how big of a role do the parents play in that as far as recruitment? Do you guys look at that? Is that higher on the list with you guys? Or?
For sure. I think you said it earlier. I mean, usually the kids kind of stem from the parents. We usually can be able to tell how they've been raised pretty early on the campus, when they get to campus, but I think we do a good job of bringing the right kids in. So usually the parents aren't usually the problem at all. Well, we haven't experienced it yet, but
consider yourself lucky.
So, because when it comes to recruiting, is it more high school or more AAU that you take middle note on?
Man, that's a really good question.
Age-old question.
Yeah. I think AAU usually piques the interest a lot.
Okay.
But we liked it. We run a pretty basic system, but we want to see how kids react in a system environment as well. I mean, there's also AAU coaches that run a system. I know he does a great job with his program, and I can trust what he does. But I mean, not every AAU program's like that. So we're for sure gonna watch both. Like, we're never gonna just watch one and say, man, that's it. That's all.
Gotcha. Okay. Right. We'll take them both into consideration.
So, does it matter what AAU program a kid plays for? Like, are there certain programs that you say, okay, I know what type of player this coach likes. You know, I know that he knows what it takes to get a kid to college, so maybe his program is geared toward that, or is that not as important to you? Like, basically what I'm asking is, does who you play for matter in you guys' opinion?
It might not matter necessarily for a certain individual if that individual is super special or we know about him beforehand, but I would say choose the right programs. Choose programs that are built on trying to get kids to college, that are going to hold you accountable. I mean, the standard is the standard, and have coaches that are going to hold you to that standard. Accountability is a real thing, and I think a lot of people don't necessarily get the accountability they need early on in a young age. So have coaches that are really going to push you and push for you to coaches. So I think that's really important. But again, like, if they might not play for a AAU program that's super prominent, I'm in enough gyms and enough games where I might find a sleeper kid that I've never heard of, or I might have heard through the grapevine. I'm gonna still watch him, but I'll also watch him in school ball. He's got to perform in both. So it's a good question.
So because I know school ball is going on during you guys' season. So
yeah,
how do you get to see those kids and then not interfere with? Because I know being a college coach, man, that's a 24-hour job, you know. So how do you balance that, or how do you make time to go see that? Because that's sort of our biggest issue when I won't say arguing, but when I'm debating what's more important, not more important, but what holds value versus, you know, like just what logistically makes sense. It's tough for college coaches to come see you during your high school ball season because they're in their season. Whereas AAU, you guys are not in season, so you really get out and see that. So how do you make time to see those kids during high school ball? For sure.
Luckily in the Sooner Athletic Conference, we're kind of fortunate about the days our games are played. So it doesn't really interfere with any high school. And our USAO specifically, we're very fortunate to have a practice time that's kind of optimal to be able to go to other high schools' practices. But just really making an effort for it, prioritizing then just the next generation. At USAO, we really value getting high school kids, which is not like a lot of people nowadays. A lot of people want transfer portal or JUCO, which I'm not saying we're shying away from. We get some JUCO guys, we get some transfer portal guys. But when you get half and half, we have to be sure on the high school kids, because high school kids nowadays, most people don't get high school kids. So we're going to be very sure about who we bring into our program. And we want all of the high school kids that do come to be ready for the challenges of college basketball, because it's not easy. It's like a job.
Yeah. 100%.
So, Coach, when do you actually start recruiting kids? 'Cause I tell my wife all the time, hey, my son's in 8th grade. They're not recruiting you right now, man. Just go through the process and work. So realistically, man, when do y'all really start recruiting kids like for the next level?
Just being an Oklahoma guy myself, I always try to keep an ear out for the younger guys, see who's coming up. But at an NAIA program, we kind of wait till they're more like in their 16U or 17U. So I guess juniors, seniors, and maybe just a little bit of sophomores.
Well, okay.
But no, I mean, just having pretty much an all Oklahoma staff, we try to keep our eyes out for any younger kids that might be coming up through.
Gotcha. Okay. That's good.
So, Coach, and again, this is another one of those age-old conversations that a lot of us coaches have. If I'm talking to a kid who's an incoming freshman, how does that kid, outside of just the talent, well, you can even include that, how does he get on the floor immediately? Because I tell kids all the time, you have to be physically ready. And I emphasize the importance of the weight room. I know when you looked in our facility, you said, man, you guys really, put an emphasis on lifting here. And when we were sort of coming up with this facility, the objective was to build the complete athlete, not just the skill side of it, but the strength training side as well. Some coaches say I emphasize that too much. I put that too high on my priority list. I want to know what you think, because like I said, I think to get a kid better, you have to get them bigger, faster, stronger. Well, so, and like you said, you're playing against grown men. It's different. I know when I was 24, 25, there wasn't an 18-year-old that could guard me. You know what I'm saying? Just because I was physically more dominant. So what would you say a kid needs if he's a true freshman, as hard as it is, but if he had a remote chance to get on the floor early, what would you say is most important?
It's a good question. I'll leave you with this. One, weight room is super important. Coach Huey, the first thing he says on visits right when we go through the weight room, this needs to be your best friend.
Yes.
I said earlier, we love gym rats. That's part of being in the gym. You need to be in the weight room. Like you said, you're going to play grown men. And I was talking about playing off 2 feet. People are going to try to bump you off your line. And when I say that, like when you're driving to the lane and you're trying to do a straight line drive, they're not going to try to let you do that. So playing strong and on balance is super important. And I know a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to get too bulky. No. Being in the weight room will put you through basketball type workouts, but it's also to help you with balance. Playing on balance is super important at the college level. Can't emphasize that enough. But I also say, like, having mental toughness and the right mentality would be a big, big key. Being able to be a yes sir, no sir, even when you're getting yelled at and whatnot. When older guys are trying to go at you, being level-headed, being even keel every single time. Do not get rattled, because they're going to try to rattle you. Coaches are going to try to rattle you. As a freshman, we want to know what you're about right when you get on campus. Absolutely. Lastly, be a gym rat. Seriously, get in the gym, get shots up, do the best you can to always be seen by the coaches. Make sure they know you're about the work. I'm personally doing a lot of player development for us. I love when our guys text me. It can be even though some of them text me at 11 o'clock at night. Hey, you trying to do a workout at 7 a.m.? Sure, man, I love it. I'm here for it. I think that's super important. Just also understanding your role, finding like your little niche, knowing how you can contribute to the team from early on. That might change year to year. You might get asked to do more, but finding your specific way to get on the court, whether it be defense, shooting, not making turnovers. Turnovers are important. Being efficient on everything. Just finding how you can help your team is probably the biggest thing.
I love that you brought up efficiency. So many players don't understand that. Like, you got to value possessions, man. Or you got to value the basketball. And I think so many kids just get out there and just experiment, just take chances with it. So I'm glad you said that. And another thing I'm glad you touched on is I think when kids hear lift weights, that I have to look like a football player or something. It's like, no, you can get stronger without necessarily getting bulkier, so to speak. And I think they don't understand that. So why do you think kids shy away from that? Is that just a lack of mental toughness, or are they just lazy and don't want to put in the prerequisite work to be a good basketball player or a good athlete in general?
Shoot, I'd probably say, just from my playing career a little bit, people don't want to feel the pain of lifting because you're going to be sore.
Second coach that said that.
You're going to be sore.
Second coach.
But I also say if you're not sore, you're not doing it hard enough. You're not going hard enough. Should be kind of sore even after a basketball workout. You should be pushing yourself as much as you can. And then, you know what? We're gonna lessen up during the season. We're going to still be lifting. We lift all year round.
Yeah.
But we will protect your bodies as much as we can. I know our coaches talked about finding ways to do different kind of weight workouts that will lessen the load for people's knees, protect their backs, whatnot. We're going to do the best we can and do as much research as we can to maximize your body, but also not destroy your body. But yeah, I would say probably the way that kids are telling us that they don't want to be in the weight room is soreness.
Well, I can tell you this, kids. What hurts worse than lifting weights is not playing.
Right.
That hurts worse than anything. You know what I'm saying? I'd much rather be sore from doing that than sitting at the end of the bench every game, not even bothering to take my warm-up off because I know I'm not going to touch the floor. So
For sure.
Control the controllables. You know what I'm saying? That's what I tell any kid. If I'm not playing, it's because the one or two guys ahead of me are just better. It's not going to be because I'm not doing the things that I can control.
No, Coach Huey, we have this quote we tell our guys, hang near, it feels like every week. But it's by Nick Saban. He says, there's two types of pain in life, the pain of discipline and the pain of disappointment. I'd rather handle the pain of discipline than feel the pain of disappointment.
I'm still in that. I'm taking that. That's a good one.
But yeah, Nick Saban, trust me, you would rather feel the pain of the pain of discipline than the pain of disappointment, because you don't want to be calling your mom, explaining to her why you're not playing this or that in the middle of a season.
Right. So, Coach, with the first year being at USAO, what are some of the goals that you want to accomplish this year for personal or on the court as well?
Shoot, personal, see all our guys succeed. I feel like that's kind of my calling, is just to help these guys out. Whether that's on the court, off the court. Being a younger coach myself, I try to be as much of a mentor. I've been through it. I'm just right out of it.
Just right out of it. You're right.
Friends, their 2 years before, they had 5 wins, then 9 wins. Last year, I'm not saying I'm the reason, but we brought in a few guys, including myself. We went to 25 wins, half a game out from winning the conference.
Oh, wow.
Made it to the round of 32 in the national tournament. First time they made the national tournament in a long, long time.
That's dope, Coach.
So, trying to be a mentor, trying to give them my experiences, what I could learn from them, because I wasn't perfect by any means. I had my faults for sure. Anybody can tell you that, but trying to give them as much advice as I can, so I can see all my players succeed, because it just means more. I feel like being a coach, it means a lot. You can attest to it. It's a different feeling when you see one of your players do something special. So
Nothing like it.
on the court, win. I'm a big proponent on winners win. Winners are going to win.
Yeah.
So trying to have that mentality of, man, I want to bring winners in, and I want to keep them being winners. And it's just little things, like doing the little things, like going in the weight room, being on the court, handling your business in the classroom. That's what a winner does. So we all think it translates, and hopefully we can turn the program to a national tournament team. I think that would be our biggest goal. Make the conference tournament, of course, and then go from there.
No. I hope you accomplish that this year, Coach.
I sure hope so too.
Yeah, it's always good to strive towards the vision in hand.
Yep,
And that got to be the vision.
for sure.
100% for the next year, so definitely.
So earlier you said that it's important that guys understand the level. I don't, and I tell all my kids, I know you all want to watch Kentucky on TV and this and that, but I tell them, if you really want to learn how to play basketball, to watch small school basketball, especially locally. I think Oklahoma has some of the best small school basketball in the country. And traditionally, we always have had that on the NAIA level, JUCO level, things like that, even D2.
Yes.
So understanding level, just how good is NAIA? Because I think some people think that the biggest separator between the levels is talent or skill, when oftentimes it's really just size and athleticism, if you think about it. So when I hear kids, they sort of look at it the same way they look at JUCO. Like, I'll take the NAIA offer at this point, coach. And I'm like, no, you don't settle for NAIA. You know what I'm saying? Like, they choose you. I don't think you understand, because NAIA is full of a lot of Division I bounce backs. I mean, just look at what Langston is doing.
Yeah, I was
right. Gets a ton of D1 bounce back. So just how good is the NAIA level?
First off, I want to say, never think it's settling. Playing college basketball is something you should be grateful for. It's a blessing in general. At any level. If you get the ability to pay for your college through basketball, truly take it. It's truly a blessing. Not just on you, but on your family, your friends. It's a blessing. But no, NAIA basketball is legit. Speaking of Coach Wright, at Langston, Anthony Roy played there 2 years ago. Last year was the leading scorer in the country for Division I at Green Bay. I think he averaged 26 a game. And now I think he's planning on starting at Oklahoma State. I know he's on the Oklahoma State roster. So, there's levels. Last year I had to guard a All-American at Oklahoma Wesleyan who finished second in the country for NAIA. Lost in the national championship game.
I watched it.
They got a guy named DJ Talton who's going to probably make a big splash in Buffalo, University of Buffalo, which is a Division I. But there's guys everywhere. There's a guy that's going to be a big time player at Arizona State. They're talking about from an NAIA level. There's guys everywhere. Even Division III, the NCCAA. There's guys everywhere. If you feel like you're a guy that's not getting recruited, prove it. Go out and prove it. Go to an NAIA. Show that you're maybe higher than that level. That's all I'll tell about people. There's guys that get mislooked all the time. You're not just one of the millions or whatever. There's a lot. Just go out. It's a hard level. You're going to play against grown men. I know there was a team last year I played against. Their average age was about 25, 26. So if you're an 18-year-old kid and you think you're getting mislooked, go out and prove it.
Again, it's like I said, man, it's the size and athleticism. It's very rarely the skill that separates you. Sometimes it's different between, okay, this kid's a 5'8" point guard, but he's really, really talented. But this kid is a 6'4" point guard.
Right.
And if they're comparable, you're probably going to take the size as far as Division I, whether that's low, mid, or high major. So then that 5'8", 5'9" kid who's equally as talented now goes to the D2s or the NAIAs, but that kid is just as talented as a player. And I try to explain that to kids because they're just like, Division I. Man, you're 5'11".
Yeah.
And you very well may have the skill set, but maybe you don't have the measurables. You know what I'm saying? So you show it, you can do it at this level, and then we can revisit that.
For sure. There's great basketball everywhere. I'll always preach on that. I was never a Division I guy. But I played with guys that were dudes. I've had, specifically at Rogers State, my freshman year, we had 6 transfers, or 6 seniors. 5 of them are playing overseas. One of them just won the championship in the main league in Israel as an import. So, he's one of 3 Americans. And, he won a championship being a leader there. Had multiple guys. Guy I played with, actually, it's pretty crazy. Single season leading scorer in Rogers State history. Played in the main league in Australia. So, there's great basketball everywhere. I know at Friends last year we had an All-American guy named KJ Spiller. He's going to go probably play overseas somewhere. Dude's a dude. There's good basketball everywhere. I just hope kids nowadays are not just looking just strictly for D1. Yeah. Just go and get your school paid for. It's a blessing.
Anytime you can play college ball. What do they say? Only 7% of all basketball players in the world go on to play college basketball across any level. And I think in any profession, if I told you you were in the top 7% of that, anybody would take that as a compliment. If I told you that statistically speaking and win-loss record and this and that, you're one of the top 7% of coaches in the world, you would take that as a compliment. Some of these kids, I think if they put it in perspective like that, then it will make sense to them. That means 93% of all the other basketball players that play the same sport you play are not good enough. You are. So regardless of what level, like you said, NCCA, I know Randall University is a really good school. You know what I'm saying? And you got kids that will turn their nose up to an offer like that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so I'm glad you said that.
Coach, and before I let you go, I want to go ahead and ask you, man. I know it's your new coaching, first year, so I wish you all the best.
Appreciate it.
But one of the things that you just want to, when you think about Coach Price, what is one thing that you want people to say about you and your coaching there?
He never tried to hold me back. He always kept me pushing. I've been saying a lot. I've been so fortunate to have coaches that have been constantly holding me accountable and raising the bar, raising the standard. I'm going to try to keep that momentum. I will never let one of my players slide below my bar. I will always try to strive for them to thrive and succeed. I mean, I will never let them try to fall behind. I'm going to push them, and I'm going to love them.
So that's all you can add. That's what all you really want from a coach, man, to push you, that's going to give you a fair shot. There's a lot of coaches that I see players have problem with is players that have their favorites, that don't give the equal opportunity, and don't even want to push them, man. So I love your answer.
No, the standard is going to be the standard for 15, rather it's the 15th guy on the team or the one. I'm going to love them the same. I'm going to push them the same.
So what do you think, and again, talked to Carlos Coppage last week, what is, I think, one of the toughest things to teach a player, especially a young player, is pace. Like so many kids don't understand, like they just go, you know what I'm saying? So what do you think is the hardest thing to teach a player to do? I don't know if I consider pace a skill. I know some coaches probably view it differently. I don't know if it's a tangible skill or an intangible thing, you know what I'm saying? I guess, again, that depends on your perspective. But do you agree that that's the toughest thing to teach? If not, what do you think it is? Also, as far as like tangibly, I think shooting is the toughest thing to teach. Like to me, I think shooters are born. You know what I'm saying? I think you can work your way into being a decent shooter. Now, some guys have worked their way into being great shooters. You know, guys like Jason Kidd, for sure. You know, things like that. But I think for the most part, shooting is a natural ability. So do you agree with either one of those takes?
I would. So I was a shooter in college, shooter in high school. That's something I really try to put a lot of emphasis on in our player development workouts. It's definitely a lot harder for some than others, so I definitely agree it's a natural ability. But I'd say tangibly, pace is probably the hardest one to teach. Being able to read the defense, understand, man, this is where I might need to slow it down, then speed up. Where should my first step be? I would say that would be probably the hardest thing to teach because I think it's natural. I mean, I think that's a natural ability that only certain people can achieve. I know it did not come easy for me, especially at the start of my college career, and I was able to work towards it. But, I mean, being able to understand a defense, being able to read a ball screen, because I think on ball screens, pace is the biggest thing about how to get around them. I mean, how can they handle a hedge or a trap, or maybe they're low showing or icing? Be able to use your pace on that is the separator from getting a good shot to a great shot. But I mean, that's something we work towards. I mean, shoot, we actually did a pace drill in our elite camp, put them through that. It's super important. But I think that's something that it's just going to have to be harped on.
Yes.
Taught. You're going to have to watch film on yourself. I know a lot of kids don't like watching film, but watch film on yourself. Be your hardest judge. I would say that's the big thing. Work on things that you know you're going to do in a game. These 10 dribble combos, you'll never see me do that in a player development drill. Like, we're never going to do that. Understanding, like, if you have pace, you can do it in 3 dribbles.
Yep.
You can get to your spot in 3 dribbles if you have the right amount of pace. But
Efficiency.
exactly. I mean, talking about efficiency, we stat everything in practice. We want you to know exactly what you're doing. We watch film every day. We film practice. We watch it every day. Just understanding the game in general.
You know, I had this is going to be my first year doing a 15U team in a while, and I had them in practice yesterday, and we were harping on pace, just trying to get them to understand, because they want to rush to a spot. For sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, there's so many intricate details that go into getting to that spot. Are you setting your man up? We don't know. Maybe you have a pin down coming. Maybe you have a flare screen coming. And I was trying to tell them that good offenses, in my opinion, have 3 things: spacing, timing, and movement. Well, if you're just flying off the rail just because you're trying to rush and get somewhere, you know, you can't confuse effort with achievement. Sometimes you could think, oh, I'm hustling to get there, when I need you to take your time to get there, because maybe we're trying to set up some action somewhere else. And that's it. You could just tell the wheels were turning. You know, I was talking to him, and I was like, man, you know, first of all, I thought, what is the middle school coaching like that these kids don't know that? But then I got to thinking, man, I coach 17-year-olds that don't understand the importance of pace. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not important how fast you get there. It's how you get there, you know? And I think that's why I always say, like, I hear coaches say, oh, defense and this and that. Yes, that is important. But I feel like sometimes defense is a mentality. But pace, man, it's so hard to teach, because kids just think I just got to go, 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 go. No, slow down. Let's time this thing out, and then you'll see the action develop. So
For sure. And speed on intangibles, defense, the mentality, the heart, that's the hardest thing to teach. You can't teach somebody to want it. They got to want it for themselves.
Can't teach somebody to be a dog. It has to be innately in you. So
For sure.
So typically, you know, this is actually a sort of different scenario because you're so young, you haven't really coached yet.
Yeah.
So we do like a rapid fire type thing. It varies when it's a coach versus a player, but I mean, since you're essentially right out of the player aspect of it, so I guess this rapid fire would just be centered around you as a player. If you had to guard Josh Price, how would you do it?
I'm pressing up on him. I was a over 40% 3-point shooter, both in high school and college. Pressing up on him, probably making him put it on the bounce, funnel him into the lane. That's probably what I'd do.
Who was the toughest player you had to guard?
That's a good question. High school wise, probably Sean Padula or Trey Alexander. Oh yeah. In college, I played against Anthony Black, Nick Smith Jr. and when we played Arkansas. But I'll throw a name out there that a lot of people probably don't know is Trevor Hudgens. He was 4-time Division II Player of the Year. Played for the Houston Rockets. He actually has the award for best small college career. Goes through D2, NAIA, and D3. Dude could go. I mean, drafted from a Division II school, won 4 national championships. His school played Duke, and he had 30 on him. So, wow. Dude could go. Probably the best college basketball player I've seen.
Okay. Who's the toughest player to ever guard you? Who made it the hardest on you to get a quality look?
I'm going to throw it actually at a teammate in practice. Probably knew me probably better than I'd like to admit, and I probably wouldn't ever say it to his face, but Kofi Hamilton, he could guard me. He could guard me. He was actually, I think he was all defensive team in the MIAA. So, I mean, dude could guard.
Okay. So, of any of the guys that you played with or anything like that, who's the most clutch? If you needed a game-winning shot, who's taking that shot?
The guy that played in Australia, Devin Pullum, hit a lot of game winners my freshman year. Man, he could go. It was really fun watching him, learning a lot from him in my 1 year with him. But how I remember vividly, good story. We got a timeout. We're down 2, like 10 seconds left. Coach Barkley runs a play, and he's like, it was like for a post up because we got a post mismatch or something. And Devin goes, give me the ball. I'm going to hit a 3.
I love players like that.
And we're like, we're down 2. He's like, no, give me the ball. Set it up, hits a 3, 0 time left, storm the court against a top 25 team in the country.
You can't teach that. That's just a gamer.
Yeah.
It was like that. You can't teach that. So many kids run away from that moment.
Right.
Were you about to say something?
No. Go ahead.
So of all the guys you play with, since you're so young, we can do both. In high school, of any teammates you had over your 4 years there, if you had to take 5 and go win a state championship with, who are they? And then in college, if you had to take 5 of your teammates to go win a national championship with, who would it be?
Oh, man, you're going to get me in some trouble. High school-wise, I'm going to have to take Delonte. Skilled guard, super athletic.
Crazy athlete.
Delonte.
For my PG, actually, I'm going to switch Delonte to the 2. Give me Landry Harris, underrated guy. A lot of people don't know about him. Yep. Defensive guard, guarded 94 feet all the time. Am I including myself, or am I leaving myself out? I'm going to put myself at the 3. I was 51% on 3 makes a game in high school, so
That's tough, man.
I could shoot that ball. So I had spacing.
Shoot that on the free throw.
Yeah, I'll add spacing for Delonte to get to the rim. Shoot, I might as well just go my senior year of high school. We'll go Dylan Warlick at the 4. Should have been a Gatorade Player of the Year, but you're not gonna argue with me on that one.
Is a more accomplished high school player?
Hey, man, he made me respect him. I honestly, I'm going to tell the truth. I honestly didn't think he was that good. So I seen it been perfect. No, I'm telling you,
Always thought
no, listen.
that dude.
I just thought he was bigger than everybody. And he had that little move he used to do.
Yeah.
Hey, man, and then I seen him a lot. I said, bro, he really like that.
No, he's really.
He really like that. He really like that, man. I haven't sort of hard.
As a freshman at Edmond North. Yeah. I remember I would take him home from practice, and I would like drop him off. I was like, no way this dude's better than me. And he's a freshman.
Especially if you know the dude, Coach Norris, man. He typically, he laid down guys, yeah.
Kid he's awesome, man. He's that guy, man.
But so that's 4. Give us one more.
I'll give Abraham at the 5. 6'8", for rebounds the crap out of it. I remember watching him squat 700 pounds. He'll battle.
Looks like an NFL tight end or defensive end.
Like he fouled somebody so hard one time in one of the games. I felt sorry for the kid. I said, he was like, he act like he didn't even try to do it.
Hey, before Landry transferred, we were ranked number 1 in the state. Ended up losing to Del City, but lost in the Final Four of the state tournament. So I'll run it back with my guys.
Okay. So college now. Who are you taking to go win a national championship with?
Okay. I just think my Rogers State days, I'll probably have to go Devin at the 1. Devin Pullum at the 1. Dude could go, was a gamer, like you said. Tylen Dean brings defense, could shoot the crap out of the ball. Just all-around great guy. Was all conference. Go my boy from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania at the 3, Chris Whitaker, second team all conference. At the 4, I'll go Kofi Hamilton, plays the defense, works his butt off, highest motor I played with.
Okay.
At the 5, I'll go Joey Sirocco, best big man I've played. Out of Chicago, was a JUCO All-American, and then at Parkland, who's a premier JUCO program, and then was all conference at Rogers. So I'd probably say those 5.
Okay. Last but not least, again, I guess we'll just take it as, as a coach you play for. What was the best adjustment that a coach you play for made in a game to win you a game? And why did he make that adjustment? I would give him money even tell us who it was against.
I haven't given much praise, but he deserves it. He definitely deserves it. But Coach McClintock last year, we were playing Oklahoma Wesleyan, who, like I said, lost in the national championship game. We were 1-2 in the league by a good margin. They were kind of just speeding this up a little bit. I don't know what the right word for it was, but he said, Josh, let's go 94 feet. And he was very fortunate. He allowed me to have a say. In my 1 year there, I got to be a captain, which you don't hear that a lot. 1 year guys just being captains. So we talked about it, decided, he thought it was the best way. Picked him 94 feet, ended up coming back from down 14 in the second half ended up winning by 5 or 6, both nationally ranked teams. So, I mean, I'd probably say just how meaningful that game was catapulted us to first place in the league, which ended up, sadly, we didn't get to keep. But that was probably the best adjustment, time and circumstance, playing the nationally ranked team.
Okay. Well, I mean, Coach, I just want to say, man, thank you for coming on. Thank you for making the time. I know we've been trying to get you on for a couple of weeks now and couldn't get the times to align. So I'm thankful that you made time to join our show, man. It was truly a pleasure to have you on, man. And hopefully we'll be talking. Well, I know we'll be talking a lot more soon, man. So thanks a lot.
For sure, Todd.
Thank you, Coach.
Again, I really appreciate y'all for having me. What y'all are doing for the state, man, it doesn't go unnoticed. This is awesome. I wish this was around when I was playing, but it doesn't go unnoticed, and I can't wait to see where GrindWorks keeps going.
I appreciate it. And you said that to me, you know what I'm saying? I think I shared your text messages with our group.
Yeah.
That you said you like what we were doing for the state. And that's ultimately what we got into it for, man, was to, you know, provide information for the kids, to provide a platform and things like that. Just try to kind of carve out our niche and bring something unique to the Oklahoma basketball culture. So thank you for taking notice, man. We appreciate it.
For sure. I really appreciate y'all.
I'm somewhere always grinding, putting God first. That master plan is manifested in the mind first. No taking days off, cause that ain't how my mind works. We out the mud, cause that's the way the grind works. Grind works, the grind works. Put in the time till the grind works. Grind works, 10,000 hours make the grind works. The grind work, we on the mission till the grind works. The grind works, well,